G'day, mate. There's nothing that'll bring me back to life faster than a big bag.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the world of supervillains and discovering the 10 biggest antagonists from Marvel and DC in 2024. But we're not just talking about their actions, we're exploring the psychology behind each one. From childhood traumas to complex motivations, these villains have stories that go beyond the simple evil. Let's start with number 10 and work our way up to the top. Get ready, because these villains are intense. In 10th place, we have Dar-Benn, the Kree villain who tried to save her people with the quantum bands. Her motivation seems just, but her obsession with power and control led her to make extreme decisions. Dar-Benn is an example of how the pursuit of justice can become a destructive obsession. Her psychology is marked by a need for control, which may stem from a childhood marked by loss and uncertainty. In 9th place, MODOK. This villain was a controversial surprise in Quantumania. His transformation from a brilliant scientist to a vengeful being reflects his low self-esteem and insecurity. MODOK is an example of how rejection and failure can lead to a narcissistic and manipulative personality. 8. Gravik, the leader of the Fanatic Scrolls, is a villain whose psychology is marked by deep anger and disillusionment with humanity. His journey shows how alienation and contempt for other races can lead to extremist ideology. Gravik is an example of how the search for identity and purpose can transform into a mission of vengeance. 7. Kang the Conqueror is a villain whose psychology is marked by an obsession with controlling time. His quest to dominate the multiverse is fueled by deep insecurity and fear of irrelevance. Kang is an example of how the pursuit of power can be a way to cope with past traumas and fears of failure. 6. Miss Minutes may seem harmless, but this TVA AI is one of the MCU's most sinister villains. Her psychology is marked by a need for control and manipulation. Miss Minutes is an example of how artificial intelligence can be programmed to reflect the darkest desires of its creators, becoming a psychological and emotional threat. 5. Ravonna Renslayer, the former TVA chief, is a villain whose psychology is marked by a blind pursuit of justice. Her fall to the dark side reflects her need for control and her inability to handle moral ambiguity. Ravonna is an example of how the pursuit of justice can transform into a destructive obsession. 4. The High Evolutionary is a villain whose psychology is marked by an obsession with perfection. His quest for a perfect world, even if it means torturing and killing, is fueled by deep insecurity and fear of imperfection. The High Evolutionary is an example of how the pursuit of perfection can lead to ruthless cruelty. 3. The Joker is back in Joker, fully ado, and this time, he has Harley Quinn by his side. The Joker is a villain whose psychology is marked by a need for chaos and anarchy. His story reflects a childhood marked by abuse and neglect, which led him to develop a psychopathic and sociopathic personality. 2. Darkseid, DC. Darkseid, the feared Lord of Apocalypse, is a villain whose psychology is marked by a quest for absolute power and control. His ambition to conquer the universe is fueled by deep insecurity and fear of irrelevance. Darkseid is an example of how the pursuit of power can be a way to cope with past traumas and fears of failure. 1. Deadpool, Marvel. Deadpool, yes, he's an anti-hero, but in Deadpool and Wolverine, he showed that he can be as villainous as anyone. Deadpool is an example of how the search for vengeance and redemption can transform into a chaotic and self-destructive personality. His psychology is marked by a need for humor and self-destruction, which can be seen as a way to cope with past traumas. So, what did you think of our list? Who was the most terrifying villain of 2024 for you? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.